Well, what is up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. Well, it is Thursday the 17th, Thursday the 13th of February 2025. Now, obviously, I thought I would do a little talk about yesterday's Merseyside derby. So obviously yesterday's Merseyside derby was a big game because it was obviously the final ever Merseyside derby that will be played at Goodison Park, as obviously Everton will be moving to their new stadium for, obviously next season. Obviously there was a lot of, I know that the Merseyside derbies are always kind of very intense games. In a ways it feels like one of those games where you can always expect there to be a red card or two. There was obviously a few talking points. Obviously, Michael Oliver's refereeing has once again been criticised. As obviously the way he refereed the game yesterday was absolutely appalling. And obviously a lot of people have complained about that. Now, unfortunately, the game was kind of overshadowed by an incident that happened at full time. So it appeared that Abdoulaye Doucouré, who plays for Everton, was goading the Liverpool supporters, and Curtis Jones, who plays for Liverpool, didn't like that. He seemed to take offence to the way that Doucouré was celebrating, and he sort of ran over and he shoved Doucouré, and that ended up resulting in a melee between the two sets of players, with stewards having to get involved, and it was a bit chaotic. Obviously, both Doucouré and Curtis Jones were shown red cards. Arne Slot was shown a red card for simply shaking his fists, which it seems like you can't even do that now in a football match without being red carded. To be honest, I look at that and I don't understand the reason for why Arne Slot was actually shown a red card. I think there was absolutely no need for that. It was completely unnecessary. I get why Curtis Jones and Doucouré were shown red cards, but why was the red card shown to Arne Slot? All he did was shake his fists. I mean, how did that warrant him being shown a red card? I mean, obviously, when I look at this incident, if Curtis Jones actually, escapes further punishment for the way that he reacted, he's a very lucky boy. Because to be honest, I can't see that he won't face further punishment for that. Because at the end of the day, personally, I do think he had every right to react the way that he did. Because obviously, Doucouré shouldn't have been goading the Liverpool supporters. But I think they're talking about an incident that happened earlier in the game where Alexi McAllister was possibly goading the Everton supporters, and nobody reacted to that. However, when Doucouré was goading the Liverpool supporters at full time, Curtis Jones was one of the players. Obviously, was the first player that reacted to that and ran over and shoved him. Obviously, I don't blame Curtis Jones for the way that he reacted, but obviously, things like that won't be taken lightly. Things like that, reacting in that way is considered unacceptable. And I think, the reality of the situation is he will face further punishment for what he did, for the way that he reacted. I don't think that he will completely get away with that. I honestly don't think the red card will be the only punishment that he gets. I think that I honestly think that he will be banned for, more than just a few games because of what he did. I think that obviously it won't be taken lightly. I think that they will see that as, I'm sure Liverpool, I think there will be a fine there at least. Liverpool will probably be fined by the FA and Everton will probably be fined by the FA for failing to control their players or something like that. The scenes I mean, as I said, I know that, these Liverpool and Everton games are always big games, and that rivalry there is obviously a pretty huge rivalry. And obviously you can always expect there to be some fiery moments in these sorts of games, but that behaviour at full time yesterday was completely, will be considered as being completely unacceptable. I've said this before many times about players fighting on the pitch. It's just embarrassing. These are players that are playing in the top flight of the Premier League. They shouldn't really be losing their heads like that. They shouldn't be losing. They shouldn't be brawling like a bunch of kids on the playground. Swearing up to each other and that trying their act all hard, which is what you see a lot of them do. I mean, yeah, sometimes you will take offence to something and you want to react to that, but what's the point in reacting to something like that? Swearing up to someone or doing, what's the point in that? It's all you're going to end up doing is facing further punishment for that. And it makes the club look, it's an embarrassment to the club as well. The fact that the players are actually brawling like that. I mean, as I said, I completely understand why it happened. Obviously, I've seen the video. I've seen a video of what happened and why it hurt his joint. So I didn't, so I've seen the players fighting at full time. I didn't initially know what had happened. I didn't initially know what caused the melee. Is that they didn't show? It was obviously on Sky Sports, the highlights on Sky Sports. They didn't actually show what had caused the melee. However, someone did upload a video to YouTube of the incident, basically showing what caused it. And obviously what caused it was the fact that obviously Abdoulaye Touré was goading the Liverpool fans, and obviously Curtis Jones had reacted to that and ran over and shoved him, and that obviously led to the melee that we saw at full time yesterday. Which, as I said, I'm sure Curtis Jones will probably be facing further sanctions for that. I can't see him completely getting away with that because I don't think he will. To be fairly honest, I don't think they will allow him to completely get away with that. It's the way that he reacted was completely unacceptable, and I think that is the viewpoint that a lot of people will have. I think a lot of people will have that viewpoint that, what he did was unacceptable. The way that he reacted was unacceptable, and the way that he reacted was not right. The way that he'd reacted to that wasn't right. But at the end of the day, when I look at the clip of what happened, I honestly do feel that, as at first I was a bit kind of, well, yeah, he shouldn't have reacted like that. But going back and watching the video again and seeing why he reacted like that, I think that he did have every right to react in that way. Because at the end of the day, Abdoulaye Touré was just as much as in the wrong, because he shouldn't have been goading the Liverpool supporters. Which is what he was doing. He was goading the Liverpool supporters. Surely he didn't think that. Surely he didn't. I mean, did he really think that the Liverpool players weren't going to take offence to that? It's a stupid thing to do. Not expect someone to react to that. And unfortunately, that's what happened. Curtis Jones reacted, shoved him, and it caused a bit of a melee at the end of the game, which resulted in obviously both players being shown red cards. Which was, it's unfortunate really, but, that you're seeing, it is unfortunate that you're sort of seeing these kind of ugly scenes at full time in a big game in the Premier League. You never like to see it, you never like to see players, involved in that kind of a melee, and to see red cards being shown, and to see such chaotic scenes at full time. It was just unbelievable. Obviously, you have to praise the stewards for the fact that they attempted to intervene. Because obviously, you have to applaud that. I don't know if I don't quite know if I would have attempted to intervene, because I mean the thing is, I get why the stewards intervened, but there was that potential risk that by with them intervening, they had potentially have gotten hurt in that incident, in that melee. And it's like, why risk yourself getting hurt by trying to intervene in something like that? Just allow the manager, like the players, to sort it out, Um, I mean, there were two Everton players that were trying to kind of hold Curtis Jones back a little bit, which I think was admirable, trying to, stop things. Sometimes, players do things and it's like, why do something like that, And that's what I was thinking of her, is like, why would you want to go to Liverpool supporters like that? Just walk off the pitch. There was no need for him to be stood there goading goading the Liverpool supporters the way that he was. He should have just walked off the pitch. Had he done that and not decided to goad the Liverpool fans, those chaotic scenes that happened at full time would never have happened. As Curtis Jones wouldn't have had any reason to react like that. He wouldn't have had any reason to react in the way that he did. But we all know why he reacted like that. I think he had every right to react like that when an opposition player was goading the fans. Of course, you're gonna get, you're not gonna be happy about that, and you don't want to have a go at them for that, which is obviously what Curtis Jones did, and was and was right within his right to do that, and I'm not gonna, and I'm not gonna, shame him or say that he was in the wrong for what he did, because I don't think that. I've looked at the video, I've looked at what happened, I've looked at why he reacted the way he did, and now I understand why. Now I understand why he reacted like that. I say that he had every right to react like that, because why wouldn't you? When an opposition is goading your fans like that, how can you not react like that? Of course you're gonna react in that way. You're not gonna take kindly to that sort of thing, sort of thing, are you, at the end of the day? So yeah, thought I would give my opinion on that incident last night at the end of the game, with the Liverpool Everton players involved in that melee, at full time, obviously the red cards being shown, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video for you this morning. And I will be back with another video later on. There is going to be another video, maybe after, maybe in a bit. Depends on what I feel like doing today. So I'll see you for another video soon. Bye bye.